Wonderful. So, welcome to this morning's practice. Let's have a little warm up to start with. So, let's lie down straight away and we'll just move into our hips, wrists, ankles. Okay. So, as we find our way down to the mat, great. Let's start into the sunflower. So we're going to take arms overhead if you've got space, soles of feet together, knees going wide. Take an inhale. And then exhale, bring the arms down, knees coming back together. So we'll keep that moving. So gently inhaling, arms back, knees go wide. And exhaling, knees coming together, feet to the ground. Let's just do that a couple of times more. And just trying to lengthen in with your breath on this next inhale. Just take your time. Feel the chest expanding as you do that. So a nice long inhale. Lovely. And then as the knees come back together this next time, you can then draw the knees into chest. Great. So just bring your feet, legs into the air, give your ankles a little circle. You might want to just wake your wrists up or do this flex and drop position or circling. Great, and just feel right into the joints this morning. Beautiful. Try and get everything moving. Lovely, lovely. Good, so let's bring the legs back down, give them a little squeeze into the chest, give yourself a little rock and roll side to side. Fab. And then roll a little bit further and a little bit further. That's it. And then roll all the way onto your side. Find the ground and then take your time to come up to sitting. Sitting in Dandasana, we will move our shoulders next. So find the ground with one hand to shoulder, and start to circle round from the elbow. That's it. We're going to take a look round to that side, so just get a gentle turn of the head and neck, and start to open that side of the body. Beautiful. Good, good, good. And I don't know if you can see outside from where you are, but it looks like a beautiful sky, beautiful sunrise this morning. Lovely. Where we are. Changing arms. Let's change sides. So gently turn your head, switch arms. Beautiful. Good. Feel into those side ribs, to the back of the shoulders, and into that side of your body. Lovely. Great. Okay, so let that go. Fab. So the first position we're going to go face down this morning. We're going to use the cactus shape with the arms, if you can with the shoulders, and we're going to do the tree pose down at the mat. So one leg will be straight. You might want to grab a cushion if that helps for your face. So we're going to be forwards and downwards. And then to get your legs straight, arms out, bending at the elbows in cactus position. And then you're going to draw your right leg or whichever knee out to the side and have your head in the same direction. Okay? So getting as comfy as you can in that position, there's nothing to do. We're going to keep the head the same direction as the leg. Making sure head and neck's comfortable. Good. And you can close the eyes and just breathe into this. So get some gentle work into the hips. And hopefully this is nice and gentle to start off the practice today, as we will then build up into other poses. may be a little trickier. So as you start to engage with your breath, just noticing, is there any tension around the shoulders? Can the shoulders soften, relax more? We've got this beautiful support of the floor, the ground beneath us. There's nowhere for us to go. So making that mind connection with the breath, bringing that connection around the body. Is there any tension in the bending leg? Can anything soften there? Can we move the breath to the back of the body, to that space that is the back of the Anahata chakra? So you might call that, you might feel it as your bra strap or underneath the scapula, the shoulder blades. Could you take a breath into the back of the heart this morning? And opening the back of the heart to receive love. We're always giving from essentially the front of the body. Our energy is outwardly. So let's be a little more open to receiving this morning, receiving love, nurture, compassion when somebody asks to help us. Let's be in receiving mode rather than saying I'm okay all the time. Soften more, let go, tension. Excellent, we're coming to the end of our 4 minutes. So bring your awareness back to the feet and legs, and we're going to draw the legs together in a straight line. And then very gently pressing into the ground, we're going to lift the head, simply turning to the other side, turning the head away. Great. And then we can maneuver this left leg out to the side and settle in on this left side. And just adjust your shoulders, your arms, your neck, everything comfortable. Notice how it feels on the second side. So let's take our awareness all the way down to the toes. Toes are soft, soles of the feet are soft, ankles relaxing, calves and thighs relaxing, just dropping in to the ground. Move your awareness to the hips, the back of the body. Shoulders, arms, is there anything holding there? Do you need to change the position of your arms? Relax the face, the mouth. And intentionally send those deep breaths around the body. So intentionally breathing deeper to move the energy of the body, to move the prana, to bring in that life force, that chi energy. So everything is energy, every body, everything is energy. And through our practice of breath and asana, we are constantly moving and changing our energy. And this is why it's good to have these things in your toolbox for when emotions rise. Emotions are energy in motion, and we can use the breath work, we can use our yoga asanas to help to move and to shift the energy through the body. So rather than storing emotions and not getting emotional about things, it is better to let the emotions pass and let them move through you to release them. So we're keeping our energy field clear and healthy. Finding a deep breath to finish this round. Steadily bringing your legs together. Again, we're going to push off the ground with the hands, bringing yourself up slowly. And just move ourselves back into a little child pose. Just find a rounding shape in the body. Great. So we just take a short amount of time here, and we're going to thread under the right arm underneath. So take the right arm, thread it under the gap. That's it. Turn your head to look at the threaded arm, to the right arm. You might rest your face on your other arm or just on the ground. So we'll take a short amount of time here. Good. And just noticing now if you've got that calm breath going down in the around the abdominal area, in that diaphragmatic breath region, or if your breath is at the back of the body, again across the back of the heart space. So if you're not used to moving the breath, it is difficult, so don't worry if you can't feel it at the back of the shoulders. It takes practice. Lovely. So simply we're going to switch sides. So just lifting your way up, manoeuvring to the left side. Great. Releasing and unthreading. And we're just going to give the legs a little rest by bringing them out, coming back to seated position. Just give the legs a little shake out there. Okay, so just taking a little stretch forward into caterpillar. Alright, so if this is going to feel tight at the back of the knees, then just pop a little cushion under your knees or your blanket or your jumper to soften. The back of the knees could be useful. Okay, so let's make our way forwards. Lovely. Great. I'm not reaching too far, not reaching with the hands, not reaching with the chin or the head. Nowhere to go. So just soften, just be in your space, accepting your energy, your body. This morning, coming to this place of self-love, self-compassion. So allow the head and neck to be heavy. Let the ankles relax, let the hips just roll out to their natural turn out. Yeah, so we're not holding in the thighs. Good. And a good stretch across the kidney area, across the back of the body. Energy flowing. So imagine the energy flowing or the breath flowing from the soles of the feet now, up the back of the legs, up the back of the spine, to the crown of the head, and down the front of the body. And then see if you can draw it the other way, from the big toes, up the front of the body, to the crown of the head, and down the back of the body. Wonderful. Let's find a final breath here. Moving your way up slowly, steadily. Great. Take your hands back and let's take a stretch through the arms. Now we can lift the chin. Now we can lift the chest. And find that nice opposite position to get that morning stretch. Maybe you want to stretch your toes, maybe you don't. Brilliant. Lovely. Yeah. Give the legs a little shake out. We'll move the pillow out of the way. And we'll come to our next position. We're just going to take a little movement into cat-cow. So let's just round the back You might not want it to be too formal in the cat-cow this morning. You might just want to wriggle the hips out a little bit and find a few shapes and movements with the spine. Be loose, be as flexible as you can in both directions. And not forgetting that includes the extension of the spine into the neck and all the way down to the tailbone and the hips. So as you feel, you might figure of 8. Or just simply keep it in your cat-cow position. And make sure the neck is loosened. So the neck and shoulders can gather a lot of tension, as can the hips. Great. Alright, so bring that to a finish. We're moving forwards again now into Sphinx pose. So I'm going to come forwards and downwards once more. So as you get your thighs to the mat, just give your hips a roll side to side, soften the thighs. Just try to soften any tension there at the front of the thighs and the hips. Great. And then drop that into stillness. We're going to bring the elbows forwards of the shoulders, so that will perhaps mean we're going lower down to the mat and draw the elbows a little bit further forward than you normally would in a hatha practice. That diagonal line of vision before you close your eyes, if you're going to close your eyes. And imagine that line of the spine going all the way up the back of the neck now. Shoulders softening back and down. Nothing for shoulders to do. It's easing the glutes, the back of the thighs. And coming back to that steadiness in the breath. Coming back to your stillness, your steadiness in the breath. Building your levels of inner calm, this inner sanctuary. So here's a poem from Louise Hay. I liberate my energy by doing things that delight me. As I consciously acknowledge the energy of love in my life, I dissolve old grudges that wear me down. When I feel tired, I rest. I even give myself permission to do absolutely nothing every once in a while. My energy is radiant and peaceful today. Laughing, singing, dancing, moving are my natural, normal, spontaneous expressions. I know I am part of the divine plan. I am creating space inside of myself for loving, optimistic and cheerful patterns to constantly germinate, take root and grow. I will nourish them with my positive attitude. So coming out of this pose in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let go, just come down to the ground. Now give the shoulders a chance to rest. If the shoulders are getting heavy, just give them a moment. The next position we're going to move to, the swan pose. So swan, as it's called in Yin, you may know it as pigeon and hatha. So a couple of options for our swan pose today. So we're going to bring ourselves up. You might just want to take, again, just a little stretch back momentarily into child. You might even want to stretch off your legs into the downward facing dog. So take a momentary stretch there. Lovely. So the options for our swan pose this morning. Going into wide knees, arms coming forward, creating space to bring the right knee forward, the shin across the mat, and then just checking that the knee is okay with that weight bearing there. If that's not going to be okay, I'll come back to that position in a minute. That's it, good. Good, looks great. Yeah, fine. If it's not okay at any point, then come onto your back and find that crossing over position. Okay, brilliant. Alright, so let's be with our right foot crossing the mat, shin across, padding the hip if you need to. So you can always find your props, and with this gap under that bending leg, you can always just prop it there if that feels good. Yeah, that's the way. Lovely. And then let's walk our way down to the mat. Rest your head onto your hands now. So you might have one hand in fist, the other hand just cupping over the top, so that you've got a nice flat back of the hand to rest your head on. Or stacking two fists. But sometimes I find that's a little bit uncomfortable. So find your way. Or you might just go flat hands to the mat. So now we're getting a little bit more intense in the poses, in these next couple of poses. Bringing your awareness to where you're feeling the stretch, where you're feeling the intensity. Is it around the glutes? Is it around the hip of the bending leg? Is it anywhere else in the body? And send your attention to that area of the body. Take a deeper breath. And a long breath out now. Even make a sound so you can hear your own breath. As if you're trying to flush it through. As if you're trying to blow out that tension. Feel that breath moving. Our swan pose being for our spleen and stomach meridian mainly. So the spleen is the yin part and the stomach is the yang part. So in the pairs of meridians, there's always a yin line and a yang. So a yin organ and a yang organ to keep us in balance, of course. Wonderful. We're coming to our last 5 seconds. So finishing the round of breath you're on now. Find your hands, your palms back to the ground, making your way up. Good. So as you push into the ground, you can tuck the toes on the long leg, bring the long leg a little bit closer. Just make sure you lift the weight off the front knee so you're not twisting it, and then take it out. That's it. Get the legs to shake out at the back. Brilliant. Brilliant. So we'll feel a bit lopsided. Now we'll feel that the energy is different in one side to the other. So let's simply switch, bring our weight in on the left side, on the second side. Create your space. Bring that left leg forward. Turn the shin out just to its natural turn out. Make sure the knee's okay with that. Lovely. Stretch out the back leg. Prop the hips as you need to. And then make your way in and down. And then when we come out of this, we'll take a little bit longer to stretch off the legs. Great. That's it. So take these first few seconds to adjust, to soften, to be in the right space. And notice, is this different to the first side? Is it more intense? Is it less intense? Is it about the same? Just noticing the sides of your body and how they react. So is your right side tighter than your left side or vice versa? So the more we journey, the more we learn about our body, the better equipped we are to deal with it. And there's no specifics here in being level. So if your body starts to lean to one side, go with it. Allow your body to be in the shape that it wants to create in this swan pose this morning. And now, as the intensity starts to show itself to you, breathe with it. Breathe into it, breathe through it. Make a little bit of sound on the out breath. So each of the meridian pairs, there are basically 5 meridian organ pairs. So the kidney, the liver, the spleen, the lung, and the heart. And all 5 are connected to a different emotion. So here, working particularly with this spleen energy, we're working through the emotions of obsession and worry. So we're clearing that out. So any obsessions, any worry, just clear that out now. Wonderful. We're coming back to those last few seconds here. Use that final out breath. And then steadily finding the palms to the ground. Taking your time, lifting your way out, lifting the knee out, and give the legs a good shake out at the back. So you might want to just stretch and tuck the toes under and reach through the heel. You might physically want to shake it off. Or again, come into your downward facing dog if that feels good to you this morning. Lovely. Or that long child pose, just reaching back. It doesn't give the hips just quite as much freedom, but have a look at it. Alright, excellent, good. Coming back down to the mat. Okay, we're going to go to the cat pulling its tail, as it's called. So we're going to be on the side of the body for this one. I'll just show you before we get there. You're going to drop the front leg, I'll remind you that front leg's going to come forward, back leg's going to try and move back as far as you can, and then it's the top arm, we're going to circle around, trying to hold your ankle, but if it won't reach, doesn't matter. So, on the other side, the top leg goes forward, back leg goes back, you reach your head back slightly, reach the arm round. If you can't reach, just leave the arm there. If you can reach, great, we'll pull and draw. The idea is the back of the head is coming to the foot. All right, shall we give it a whirl, see where we get to? Okay, so dropping the front leg forward, try and move that back side back, keep it in that bending shape. Great. Maneuver your head and shoulder back, that's it, and then sweep that top arm round, see if you can find your ankle, find your trousers, yeah, and then keep hold if you can. If not, just let the arm rest behind your back to the floor. Good. So you should feel the front of the thigh stretching. You might feel the front side, the underneath side of your body stretching. We've got a shoulder stretch going on this top arm, and we're creating this curve in your back as well. So stretch over the abdominal area. So rest as best you can, relax as best you can. Good. Notice if the back glute is trying, the underneath glute, is it trying to hold on? Release any tension. Soften that underneath thigh. Soften into the top shoulder. Excellent work. Well done. Just let go of the arm, let go of the foot. Bring the hand to the front of you. Manoeuvre the legs together. And let's roll onto the second side. So you're choosing whether you're rolling onto your front or rolling onto your back. And let's go on to the second side. So you're setting yourself up on this second side. Top leg dropping forward, underneath leg moving back, head and shoulders reaching back, and top arm sweeping round, trying to find the ankle, the foot, your leggings, yeah, and maybe that underneath leg will move back a little bit further, and then find a suitable position for you to be able to stay in. And then notice you're settled. Let your head rest on your arm. Create that space with your head rolling back slightly. Look at that nice openness at the front of the heart. Relax your lower back, glutes, fronts of the thighs. You might feel a stretch into that underneath front of the thigh, into the front hip flexor, almost coming in towards the abdominal area. So just notice for yourself where you're feeling any tension. Try and release now, soften into it, surrender to the earth, surrender to the goddess Gaia, which is Mother Earth. She's holding us safe and steady. So let go of our struggles, our worries, our obsessions. And simply breathe. Keep relaxing your neck. And finally, we're going to let go of the leg, let go of the arm. Good. Bring the arms to the forward position, bring the feet, the legs together. Excellent work, well done ladies, that's not an easy position. So from here, just deciding I think the best place to go would be to be on your back now and really find the ground. So take the feet a little bit apart and let the knees just rest in towards each other. So feet are apart towards the edges of the mat and the knees are resting into each other. Palms are down. Just gently roll the head side to side if you gathered any tension in the neck there. Just take a gentle side to side with the head and neck. Just give ourselves a little bit of time and space. So letting gravity do its work to bring our back in close connection with the earth. So we get time to settle as we do in Shavasana. This is like a mini Shavasana. Time to settle into equal balance through the front of the body, the back of the body, both sides of the body. Good, and notice how that feels, just to be still, just to be in a very simple position. I personally love this rebound position, or this constructive rest position. Very useful if you're in a little bit of a stress, then just come to this position. That's all you have to do. Put it in your toolbox, try it, and see if this is a good calming position for yourself. So I'm going to ask you to move again now and just bring the knees a little bit wider. We're going to take the hands wider. We're simply going to just start to come into a twist. We're going to rock both knees. Just take them into the right, into the left side. Just keeping moving in a twist. Good. Then drop the knees to the right side and we're going to hold it there. So the arms could be in our cactus position again, elbows out, back of the hands to the ground. If that doesn't suit your shoulders, then have the arms long in a wide V shape down by the sides of your body and roll the palms upwards now, whichever position you're in with the arms, just roll the palms upwards. And turn the head either to the ceiling in a straight position or turning the head away from the legs. Good. For a little bit more twist, you can bring the back leg on top of the underneath leg, join the hips, the knees, the ankles. And soften those shoulders. Wonderful. Let's get ready to transition to the left side, bringing the head back to center, and simply bring the feet to center. Realign the hips in the middle of your mat, and then maneuver both legs to the left side. Great. Again, choosing head to center or head moving away to the right side. Let the ground hold the shoulders. Just choosing if the knees are a little apart, or stacking the knees, hips and ankles again for a little more intensity in your twist. And finally, let's bring in that breath in and out. Moving everything into the center of your mat, readjust the hip. Then we'll find knees into chest, taking a gentle butterfly circle with the hips. Just easing out, lovely. And change direction. Good. Squeeze the knees into chest and rock further into the back of the pelvis, to the back of the body. That's it. Nice. So nice and firmly, just massaging the lower part of your back. Good. And then give yourself a stretch out. Shake off those legs and thighs once more. Take the arms to the top of the mat. And take a full morning stretch through the whole body. Lovely. Good. So let's take the next and final few minutes here to relax. Do stay warm if it's getting a little bit cooler where you are now. Find your blankets, find your socks, whatever you need for the next few minutes. And then find your Shavasana for today. Is that legs up the wall, legs up the bed? Is that traditional Shavasana in your straight line position with feet equal distance apart, arms a little way away from the sides of the body. As you drop into your Shavasana today, adjust and stay warm. Nourish yourself with this warmth, with this little warm hug that you can give yourself. Allow your right arm to feel heavy, to feel heavier. Your right arm is heavy. Say to yourself, my right arm is heavy. And now the left arm. My left arm is heavy. My left arm is heavy. My right leg is heavy. My right leg is heavy. My left leg is heavy. My left leg is heavy. My abdomen is warm and relaxed. My abdomen is warm and relaxed. I feel at peace. My breathing is calm. My arms and legs are heavy and warm. My arms and legs are heavy and warm. My breathing is steady and relaxed. Gently now, starting to deepen your breath. Bringing awareness back to your body. Feeling in and down to your toes. Wriggling the toes, find some gentle movements. Find the hands, the wrists, the fingers stretch out. Great, lovely. And then as you take a nice full breath, taking any stretches, anything your body is asking you to do. Just give yourself those few moments to tune into yourself and your body. Wonderful. Great. Lovely. Thank you for your practice, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.